Namaste everyone. In today's video, we're going to focus on Muni Patanjali's Yoga Sutra 2.51. Now in this particular Yoga Sutra, Muni Patanjali is explaining to us the fourth variety of pranayama practice. So here it's a little bit different from the previous three, and that's why this sutra has been dedicated to it. So let's take a good look at this sutra, break it up word by word, and start understanding it a little bit better. So the sutra itself goes, Bahyabhyantara Vishayakshepi Chaturthaha. Alright, so that is the sutra itself, and now we're going to get into understanding the meaning of each of the words. So the first word, of course, over here is Bahya, which refers to outside, outward. We even studied it in a previous sutra. So similar to that, same thing, it refers to outside. The next word is Abhyantara. And over here, this word refers to inward. Now, specifically it refers to the inhalation process, but we'll come to that. So this is the second word. The third word is Vishaya. And Vishaya refers to a particular subject. This is a very common word that we use even in the Hindi language, where Vishaya means a subject or a particular domain. Then, moving to the next word, there is Akshepi. Alright, and within the sutra it comes as Akshepi in the continuation, but the word is Akshepi, which basically means excluding. So excluding something. And the final word here is Chaturthaha. And Chatur usually refers to the fourth. So it's usually used to depict the fourth of something. So here, since we're talking about all the pranayama varieties, we've been given the word Chaturthaha, which refers to the fourth type. So overall, what this is trying to tell us is that this is the fourth variety of pranayama, in which there is no inhalation and exhalation. We're not concerned with the domain of the inhale and the exhale. Instead, we're concerned with the domain that excludes the inhalation and the exhalation. So what has been done here is the concept of the fourth pranayama is being explained to us through negation. So by saying that it's not this and it's not that, we come to what it actually is. And so this is a very different way from how the previous pranayams were described, and we'll understand why. But just to keep in mind that the definition has been given by saying that this fourth variety is not inward nor outward, it's something else. Alright, so we're going to now take a look at understanding what that something else is and how we can understand it a little bit better. Alright, so now that we've understood what the sutra stands for, let's get into it a little bit further. Now, essentially, this fourth variety of pranayama is not influenced by the inhalation or the exhalation. And this is a really unique situation, because what we're saying is that in the previous three varieties, we had to deliberately work with the inhalation and the exhalation and move them in certain ways so that we could achieve certain results. And of course, all of the practices were done in a way where the breath is longer, more prolonged, and more subtle. But what happens now is, as we get closer to the fourth variety of the practice, all of these things start becoming second nature. So as we're familiar with conditioning, same way, when we do these three varieties for a long period of time, the body and the mind gets conditioned to breathe like that, slowly, more steadily, and in a very subtle and gentle way. And since the body and mind get conditioned to breathe like that, it kind of shows up over a long period of time in the pranayama practice itself. So now what begins to happen is you no longer need to control the inhalation or exhalation, because it already is done. It's already conditioned in such a way that you don't need to bother with what is happening with the inhalation and exhalation. A practical example of this is just the way when we're driving, initially it's such a challenge. We're like, okay, where's the gear, where's the clutch, where's the accelerator? But over a period of time, it becomes second nature. We no longer have to think about pressing the brakes. We no longer have to think about looking in the rearview mirror because the body has sort of acclimatized itself to what is going on, and we're able to do it in a really simple and easy way. And so, it's very, very important to keep in mind that the same thing happens in pranayama. Over a period of time, some very obvious elements like the inhalation and exhalation do not need to be specifically controlled because they already are. And once that happens, eventually we reach the fourth variety where there's a spontaneity that comes into our pranayama practice, and there's a spontaneous pause of breathing anywhere in the entire practice. So that could be in the inhalation, exhalation, in between, somewhere between them. And it happens because we're so used to breathing slow and steady that a pause just happens. It's like sleeping on time. It's not something that you have to orchestrate any longer. Once you get used to the habit, once you start sleeping at 10 p.m. every day, that's it. Even if you forget it, it's going to come. Sleep is going to come at 10 p.m. So it's something like that. When you're breathing so slow and steady, the fourth variety of pranayama is just going to appear. You're suddenly going to start experiencing more pauses in a spontaneous way in your practice. And that really is helpful because then you don't even need to think. You're just doing your pranayama practice and this is happening automatically. So that is the beauty of this fourth variety of pranayama, where it no longer needs to be controlled. It has its own sort of ability to do that. But this takes a very long time. You can imagine introduction of Kumbhak only takes so long. So this fourth variety takes exceptionally long to actually appear and to feel it. And its equivalent in the Hatha yogic terms is Kevala Kumbhak, which we call, and they both are synonymous sometimes, but of course Chaturtha variety is in Patanjali's yoga system. The word Kevala Kumbhak comes in the Hatha yogic tradition. But essentially they're denoting a very similar practice. And finally, when we get so advanced in our pranayama journey that we feel the presence of the Chaturtha pranayama, then we know for sure that we're on the right path. We're going way deeper into pranayama and things are just becoming spontaneous, effortless, they're happening on their own. And that takes us a step closer to the psycho-spiritual development of this practice. Because with that slowing down of breath, what automatically happens is the mind, the thought waves, and everything else slows down as well. And when that happens, we can enter deeper states of meditation, pratyahara, later on. So this is the significance of this fourth variety of pranayama, and I hope you've been able to understand it. If you have any questions or comments, please don't forget to leave it in the comment section below. We look forward to hearing that from you. And also, if you've enjoyed the video, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel because we produce new videos every single week, and we look forward to seeing you at the next video or our class, course or workshop, the links to which are also in the description. So we're going to see you very soon in the next one. Until then, take care, keep practicing, and we'll see you very soon. Namaste.